Hello, fellow collectors. I have just spent my Sunday morning watching a couple of movies as I normally do, and I've sat down to edit some videos, and I had a sort of thought rattling around my brain, and to make that thought come to a little bit of fruition, I got my coffee, which I desperately need, and I had this realization of something that I started last year and how it's really working for me as a collector. Someone who likes to buy a lot of movies, someone who likes to watch a lot of movies. And I had a real crux within my collection, and that was buying more than I was watching. A lot more than I was watching. And I had a habit of keeping the cellophane on my discs. It was like a shorthand for me. I could easily go to my collection and pick out the discs that I hadn't watched as yet, just randomly, really quickly. It made things a little bit easier for me. And then one day I was reorganizing my collection and realized I had more wrapped discs than I had opened ones. And when I started to look back at the things I had bought, I started to wonder why I was collecting. Was I buying stuff because I wanted to buy stuff? Or was I buying movies because I actually wanted to watch them at some point? Was I juicing my collection by buying things that people perceive to be great movies? It was all these kind of thoughts that came to me and gave me that kick to try something. And last year, 2020, I made a firm decision that I was going to have to cut down what I was buying, because ultimately I'm throwing away money for things to sit on a shelf and never be used, which seemed almost pointless, redundant. I wanted to watch more of my collection. I wanted to experience some of the things I had bought. I wanted to validate my purchases more than anything, which was the real crux of the issue. And I made a decision that I would only buy things that I was going to watch immediately or pretty soon after buying it. I have my large shelf behind me. I've got a shelf to my side here, and on the top of that kind of half-size shelf of these, I have my watch pile. I have discs that I recently bought that I'm going to watch. And when I look at my watch pile right now, I have 4 discs sitting there. Every movie that I have bought since January 2020, I have watched, and I have feel that it's really invigorated my love for movies, invigorated my collector's nature as well. I feel as if I'm getting my money's worth, because when I buy something, I'm watching it. If I'm going to buy something, I know I'm going to have to watch it. If I look at a set and it's one that I go, wow, that's a great price, and then I break down the movies and go, am I actually going to watch that? It can sway my decision making. It stops me from making silly impulse buys that I'm not going to bring to fruition, that I'm not going to watch, enjoy, and get the best out of. That doesn't mean that my purchasing has slowed down. If anything, I would say that it's ramped up. I've bought more, but I've at least watched everything that I've bought. And there is times where sometimes you go a little bit crazy and you end up with watch piles that are huge. Like at the start of January 21, I had a watch pile of 60 movies. But like I said, I've got it down to 4. I've been watching things. And as I get movies coming through the door, I watch them as soon as I'm able to, while still giving my attention and enjoying the films. Like the other day, I received in Bait and Under the Silver Lake, 2 movies that I've seen and loved. I watched them that day and I enjoyed the hell out of them. And again, I feel like I've validated those rather cheap purchases. Sometimes as collectors, I feel that it's all too easy just to have that FOMO, the fear of missing out, to just buy something because you're buying it. I watch a lot of YouTubers, a lot of blue-tubers and people like myself who collect, and that can sometimes be the worst thing, because you see something and you want it. But sometimes it's just too easy to get these things. So my whole decision, my whole resolution last year, watch what you buy, has paid off. It's been 13 months since I did it. I didn't talk about it the first couple of months because I didn't want to jinx myself. I wanted to make sure that I was going to continue this trend, and now 13 months down the line, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I buy something, I watch it. If I'm looking for a movie and I've watched my watch pile, I started delving into the backlog of movies that I have. And it's really reaffirming being able to do that. Now, not every movie's a classic are great, but sometimes you hit something that's utterly mesmeric and wonderful, and it reinvigorates that idea of what I've purchased is something that's quality, something that I'm really going to enjoy. Very rarely have I delved into my collection and found something that I hate. And even then, sometimes you're not really in the right mood and you may want to go back at a point and just check it out again. But I feel like making that decision, making that switch in my brain that goes, are you going to watch this? Are you going to buy this just to sit on a shelf? Because that's ultimately pointless, and space is of a premium. I've ran out already. My spending isn't going to stop. In fact, I wish I could buy more, but I'm just making sure that I watch whatever I buy. And as collectors out there, I would say, look at your collection. Look at what you've watched as to what you've bought. Are you getting the most out of it? Should you be making more time to watch more movies? Because I guarantee you, you've got an awesome collection with some fantastic movies in there waiting to be discovered. I found myself over the past year, especially with lockdown and everything that's going on, that I've got a collection in my house that's just amazing. Better than anything that's hitting streaming, better than the recent new movies. I've got a backlog of catalogue titles that are exhilarating, that are thrilling, comedic, drama-driven stories with emotional beats just waiting to be enjoyed. And as a collector, it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel good about collecting. It makes me feel like I have validated the money I've spent, that I validated my choices on what I want to get. I hope I can inspire one or two people out there who are in a similar boat to just start chipping away at your movies. Don't feel that you need to jump into your backlog. Just make that conscious decision that from now on, you're going to watch whatever you buy. It will do you the world of good. Just a quick thought I just wanted to share with you, and that's that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like more kind of videos like this about collecting and that, just let me know in the comment box and I'll probably make it happen because I've got lots to say on the subject. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.